Morning, fellow Toastmasters. Today's my talk about in-home care, the importance, and I'm going to start with my why. Why is it important? And I'll tell you a little bit about my story. My wife and I are the primary caregivers of her mom. She's 92 years old. And she has dementia. For those of you who don't know what dementia is, I'm going to give you some examples and some things that we personally witnessed. And it started with, she gets up in the morning and I can hear the stove clicking. She forgets how to run the stove to make herself breakfast. She can't run the stove. And that eventually moved into not being able to operate the microwave oven, something that we take for granted every morning or every day to reheat something, heat some food. That slowly progressed into not being able to, well, I'll give you an example. She would try and make a phone call with a TV remote control, or she'd try to turn the TV off with a telephone. We both know that won't work. But what really drove it home was after her surgery, she went through rehab. She had a gallbladder removed at age 90. She turned 91 in rehab. And when we bring her home with all the medication still running through her body, everything just, the confusion and the dementia got even worse. To where there was one day, her son came to visit, and I get a little emotional because we live together. We spend a lot of time together. And what happens is that Jim came in, spent the whole day with Mom. Everything was wonderful. Mom wanted pizza for dinner, so we ordered pizza for dinner. We had great conversation. Everything was beautiful. Jim had to leave. So shortly after Jim leaves, Mom turns to us and says, well, who's going to take me home now? And my wife and I look at each other and it's like, well, this is a first. Who's going to, Mom, this is where you live. This is your house. Oh, no, this isn't my house, she would say. You know, there's pictures of your husband and your wedding and your family. Well, I don't know who put those up there, but this isn't my house. I don't live here. Who's going to take me home? She keeps reverting back to thinking she lives back in Long Beach. That was some 40 years ago. She's lived in Buena Park for the past 40 years. So that really took us back for surprise. That was bad. That was not good. With all this going on, our middle daughter was attending school in San Francisco, and she was studying international relations. And she studied a year abroad. She was wrapping up, it was actually a year ago, this month. She was wrapping up her studies in France, and we wanted to visit her and maybe see Paris and France all at the same time. We thought that would be a great idea, but it dawned on us, well, who's going to take care of Mom while we're away? Family member wasn't around. There's no family, didn't really want to come in and step in. So we hired an in-home care to come in and sit with Mom. Mom is completely functional. She can dress herself, she can feed herself, she can bathe herself to a point. For us, it was more of a joyful companion to where she wasn't lonely. She didn't get out and go wandering the neighborhood and get lost. So in-home care is extremely important to us, and I'm passionate about it. And I was recently asked to partner with the company to help bring awareness to the need of in-home senior care. The need arose for me because we wanted to visit our daughter. And we couldn't, while we were there, we couldn't put a price on knowing that Mom's taken care of, because we were gone for 3 weeks. Mom was taken care of. She ate 3 times a day, a healthy meal. She got out and walked the neighborhood. She even made it to church on Sundays. So the in-home care services was, for us, it was priceless, knowing that Mom was taken care of. Another example of in-home care that became priceless was I was able to connect a friend of mine who owns an automotive shop. And his mom recently had a stroke. And he was the only one left in the family who was voluntold to take care of Mom. but he has an automotive shop that he needs to take care of as well. So he needed to be in two places at one time, and he couldn't do that. So we were able to provide him a care person to take care of his mom, so he can
That was orange juice small.
take care of his shop, so it wouldn't fold and go under, and business continued as normal, and he didn't fail. So his customers were able, he was able to serve his customers and to make sure that his mom was taken care of at the same time. So it's important to pick a care service that has caregivers that are background checked, they're CPR and safety certified, they're TB negative tested. Also, it's important that with the company that we pick with, they're actually employees of the company and not a fly-by-night nurse wanting to work no night hours. So for us, the company that we picked, it was important that it had all those elements together because we have busy lives. Yes, sometimes it feels like a moral obligation for us as kids to take care of our parents, but we have our lives as well to take care of and people that we need to take care of too. So I'd like to ask you, if you know anybody, well, if you know a family member or a friend who is taking care of a parent, a loved one, or a spouse who needs help or needs a break to get away and take care of themselves, because you need to take care of yourself so you can take care of everybody else. The importance of in-home family care is priceless. Thank you.